Bernie, my sister-in-law, who is in the fortunate and unfortunate position of living a block away from my mother, while Allison's in Toledo and I'm in Detroit. So it was, it's a tougher situation on Bernie. To always be there. So, but Allison went in, and let me see something.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
I don't know. What do you think of the lighting?
Mood lighting today, Deb.
Yeah, maybe I should turn the other one back on. That I also will be able to read then, too. Yeah. Good Thursday morning to you. It is the 14th of January, the 14th day of 2021. There are 351 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And, of course, with that gift comes the team. We've got Marie Osborne handling all the news, fit to print, so to speak. Dana Clark with traffic, weather, and lots of conversation along the way. Movies tomorrow, I know, and I like how you give me a heads up on the movies a day or two in advance. I appreciate that. Not that I rush out to see them. I rush into my office to see them. But it's good to know what we'll be talking about. Brian Morton pressing all the right buttons. The only one of us still going to the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building. And I have a feeling that's going to be for a long time, if not forever. But be that as it may, we'll find out together. Each day is different, and each week and each month as companies decide maybe they don't need such big buildings anymore. But that's another story that we're all dealing with. Those of us still in business, going to work. Meanwhile, Kim is up and at 'em and sending little stories along the way and big stories. And, of course, overseeing all of this, coordinating it from her perch, running things by the clock, the grandfather's clock. Of course, the one and only executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. I'd like to say happy Friday Eve.
I thought maybe you'd like to say that.
It's important today. It's been a long week.
It is, and not much going on.
Oh, man.
So, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play? We didn't.
You're fired twice.
Yeah, we didn't really want 2021 to be a better year starting out.
Right.
First thing I read was Sir Anthony Fauci saying January was going to be the worst month yet of COVID.
We're only in day 14. I mean,
I thought 2020 was bad. I'm really done with 2021.
We can only go up
the redo.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to turn this other light on and get something off the printer that I forgot I printed again this morning. Hang on.
Oh, it's time for traffic, though.
This report is sponsored by Michelin Endurance Silicone Wiper Blade. Weather can be unpredictable.
Okay, I'll
with
just
windshield
go right in.
that can handle
Now,
Michelin Endurance
Right.
Silicone Wiper blades are real-world proven for extreme weather performance, lasting 2 times longer. Michelin Endurance.
I never heard the traffic sounder.
Available at Walmart.
Tell me, Paul W.
I didn't hear it. I did not hear the traffic
It's time
sounder.
for
I
you
just
to
thought I was
introduce
getting up
me.
and you guys were going to be talking. Okay, let's check our WJR traffic and weather first. And Dana Clark.
Traffic First, sponsored by the Metro Detroit chapter of Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, SMACNA. SMACNA contractors fabricate, install, and service heating and cooling, ventilation systems, build metal roofing, and much more for your commercial, industrial, public, or residential project. expect. They take all the necessary precautions, getting the job done right and on time. Hire Detroit's best. Visit smacnad.org. Earlier accident in Detroit, Jeffries 96 westbound at West Grand Boulevard. That earlier accident is clear. 75 southbound at 14 Mile. Accident is blocking both shoulders. And then along 8 Mile westbound between John R. and Woodward, closed there due to an accident. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Shelving.com. Reorganize your business with Shelving.com's variety of storage products, from transportable in-plant offices to mezzanines that maximize floor space. Their stocked Unirack pallet racking also ships within 48 hours. Equip your business with the storage it needs with Shelving.com. Shelving.com, we rack your world.
Temperatures mild today, slightly cooler air on the way with maybe some snow showers by tomorrow. Might have some sunshine for the morning and clouds in the afternoon, high 41. Tonight, rain, snow showers, mainly snow showers late, 34. Tomorrow, some scattered snow showers with highs in the upper 30s. Over the weekend, the overcast stays and the chilly weather sticks with us mid to upper 30s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stadic on News Talk 760 WJR.
35 degrees at 5:44. Rush Limbaugh, with his gallant battle against lung cancer, joins us when he can during treatment from noon till 3, and always right here first thing in the morning on WJR.
In 2018, Florida voters approved a state constitutional amendment to restore convicted felons' right to vote once they complete their sentence. Now, that wording is important. The amendment allows felons to have their voting rights restored once they complete the sentence. Now, liberals immediately try to pull a fast one. They claim that even felons who had not satisfied the terms of their sentence were included in the new amendment. For example, if the felon had to pay fines or restitution to the victims as part of their sentence but didn't pay, liberals argued that that didn't matter. Why? Because it's racist to demand criminals pay fines or restitution. It keeps felons from voting because they are poor. So the Florida state legislature went to work. They passed a law clearly stating felons had to complete their sentence in full, including paying fines and restitution as required before their voting privileges would be restored. The liberals sued them, and last Thursday they lost. The Supreme Court ruled that Florida can compel felons to finish their sentence in full before voting privileges are restored. And the liberals are outraged as usual. They were counting on the criminal vote to put them over the top in the November elections. Felons are one of the Democrats' most important voting blocs. Hillary desperately needed them. The criminals know it, and now they're frozen out, at least in Florida. Good riddance.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR. Well,
Right.
did anyone win any money last night in the lottery? I guess that explains it. I don't know why. I can't bring myself to tear up old lottery tickets.
I do. I know. I think about it I hesitate because I'm thinking, what? There could be I look at the numbers like 10 times before I really say, okay, I didn't win.
I would do the same thing.
I keep checking. I go back. I check. I'm like, no. Then a few minutes later, I go check again. No, I don't have any of those numbers.
Congratulations to Don, though, one of our Facebook viewers.
Oh, $4.
Good job. Woohoo. It's a good sign. Keep going, Don.
Right.
Yeah,
So I don't know if anyone won at all.
There was a 5-number winner in San Jose, 5-number though.
Okay.
No winners of the Powerball and Mega Millions.
What do you win if you have 5 numbers?
I
Well,
think
gosh,
it's a few thousand at least. I think it's
Isn't it based on the pot?
decent. I think so. I think it's a decent amount of. It's thousands, I believe.
Yeah, well, all right.
Yeah, I'll take
It's
that.
a very decent amount.
Right.
Very decent. So I've never gotten into Bitcoins, and probably a mistake, just like I should have bought stock in the company I didn't like. What's his name?
Musk.
Elon Musk, because people have made lots of money there. And people have made money in that Bitcoin thing that I've never really even cared about. But there is a downside to new technology. And did you hear about this guy?
I did.
This man has $240 million in Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
but he cannot remember his password.
Oh, see.
And the only way you can get it is if you use your password, then you get your Bitcoins. You get 10 chances
Mm.
at your password. And if you go through 10 tries, you're locked out forever.
Oh, gosh.
You know what else?
Can you imagine?
Mm-mm.
You know how stressed out that you'd be?
Oh, it's
You
as
could
bad
just
as
call
selling
these passwords.
it's as bad as selling 1,000 shares of Apple in 1985,
Mm.
so to
Can't you just
speak.
call
It's
these
only
passwords?
15 million. What's that?
Can't you just
Murray.
call these passwords? That's what I do when I forget my
Keith Bosworth, he doesn't. He can't help with the Bitcoin.
I don't think he can help with that.
He's a
Nobody-
password person, okay?
Nobody can help this guy. 10 login attempts and it seizes up permanently.
Mm.
So he's told the New York
You're
Times
hearing
he's
the
just
Paul
going to
W.
lay in
Smith
bed and
Show.
think about
News
it.
Talk 760 WJR.
We were talking while you were away. We were here playing at 5:49, but we were talking about the Bitcoin, and some people have made a tremendous amount of money. It's gone up in value incredibly. We don't follow it too much.
Surged more than 50% in the past couple of months.
Just in the past couple of months, but it's up hundreds of percents from when people started playing around with this thing. And that there's a guy who has tried 8 times to remember his password to get into his money, and 8 times he's failed. He only has 2 more chances, and then it seizes up forever. So the guy told the New York Times he will lay in bed and think about it. That's because he stands ready to lose $240 million.
Okay, that's a password you would definitely have written down.
I would have written
So
it down in a few places.
What's odd about this is they say that 20% of the world's Bitcoin holders
Have
also
lost their money.
can't get to their passwords. So
See, no.
isn't there some kind of a mechanism at some point for them to get to their passwords?
Yes, it's called a pad of
Right.
paper and a pen. And you write it down and you put it in the freezer.
In the freezer.
No,
Yeah, that's a good place.
Let me just say, saying that, now that I've said that, if you try to break into my house thinking I've got valuable information in my freezer,
Bitcoin
you
information.
will be sorely disappointed and probably dead. But that's another story. So don't break into my house to get into my freezer. But I'm just thinking, I put stuff, I write stuff down. I have to. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
I write down that I'm supposed to be on the radio at 5:30. What? 5:30? Oh my God! I got to be on the radio. I mean,
one of your Paul's pals, Don Kruger, is saying that there was a guy who threw out his computer. Then he realized he had a couple $100 million in Bitcoin.
oh my
And
God!
he spent several. This is according to Don. He spent several months at the landfill looking for it, and then they finally kicked him out.
Oh my God!
But Bitcoin, I don't know. I don't trust it because they could just be locking people out. Wink,
Exactly.
wink. So it's like,
How do you
You
know?
gotta think about that.
Right,
Somebody,
right.
these computer nerds that are running the world now that
Right.
allow these things to crash from time to time or whatever happens. You're absolutely right. They could be going, oh, 100
Mhm.
million. Actually, this guy just thought. I think this guy just forgot his
let's
password.
lock him out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what an idea! Yeah,
Mhm.
that's crazy. Well, this guy's going to lose $240 million. You know that the rover has been on Mars for 3,000 consecutive days, and it still works.
Boy,
That's-
could we
that's
apply that
amazing.
technology to some Earth things, right?
Yeah, like to our cell phones, for example.
Yes, yes, yes.
You think they have coronavirus on Mars?
Mm.
Yeah, that's a
Probably
good
called something else.
idea. I don't
Can't think
know.
of a name right now.
What a thought.
Well, I
Um,
don't remember what zoo it was, but a couple of gorillas came down with COVID.
Oh,
I
really?
saw
Yeah,
that in
yeah.
California, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. First gorillas to come down with it. Man, yeah, I don't know. It's there's only I take comfort in food, and I don't know why.
I think everybody does.
I have been obsessed with a hot pastrami sandwich. When I worked in New York, and went to the Carnegie Deli every day. I didn't have hot pastrami sandwiches. I mean, maybe once every 6 months to a year. But for whatever reason, because I'm here and I'm stuck, and I like, boy, could I use a hot pastrami sandwich. I don't know why I even came up with it, but I'm obsessed with it. So thank goodness today's a good day to be obsessed with hot pastrami sandwiches, because today is Hot Pastrami Sandwich Day.
That's a sign.
There's a sign.
Today you got to get it.
This is a technology for preserving meat that our ancestors used before refrigerators. So to make pastrami, you start by making corned beef. By smoking the corned beef, you turn it into pastrami, and the smoking adds flavor to the meat and preserves the meat. So they kind of came up with pastrami as an effort to preserve the meat before modern refrigeration.
So could you go to Wiggly's today and get a hot pastrami sandwich? Would they also serve that too on top of corned beef sandwiches?
They must. I've been to Wiggly's, but all I went there for, I had blinders on. I was just going for the corned beef.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted the Wiggly's famous corned beef sandwich that Sean Belegian has sold so well for us. Makes me want him every time I hear him. But I don't know what it is about. And, you know, from what I remember, hot pastrami didn't terribly agree with my stomach when it was all over. It's one of those things you say, man, I could use a hot pastrami sandwich. You eat it and you go, oh.
Don't do it then.
What was that?
Oh, there are so many foods like that, right?
Yeah, they really are. They look so good. They taste so good going in. And then there's the rest of the story.
Yesterday, you had us all thinking about grilled cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is standard. That is like the international sign of comfort food. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Now, Marie, for the rest of us, we're thinking Campbell's. I know at your house
Right.
it's homemade.
She's thinking homemade.
She's peeling tomatoes in her mind right now. She's stewing the tomatoes to make
you don't stew them. You roast them in the
here's what you do. You open a can of Campbell's soup. And it's really good, but I'm sure yours is better.
Well, it doesn't have a lot of additives or salt in it. That I will say.
Well, that's important.
That's a good thing.
More important these days than ever before. And by the way, the grilled cheese sandwich that I'm thinking of is just all probably American cheese. I know that there are very fancy grilled cheese sandwiches now with like 72 cheeses on it.
Gruyere is the word of the day, people.
Is it?
And a grilled cheese. You've not lived until you've put Gruyere.
Well, I lived most of my life in Monroe not having Gruyere cheese.
Well, I did too, so I understand. but it's so good, just so good, and a good crusty French bread. Oh, please!
Such a fancy schmancy sandwich. Hey, good news for the area when something like this happens at a good place, and the Country Club of Detroit is a good place. And Adam Faribaugh. They have announced on behalf of the Country Club of Detroit, happy to announce that our Director of Instruction, Adam Faribaugh, has been selected to Golf Digest's Best Young Teachers in America for 2021-2022.
Oh, that's a big deal. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. Way to go, Adam.
Yay.
Hey, congratulations.
It's always to have something that's best of in America. Nearby.
You could go over there and take golf lessons from Adam.
Yes, I should, shouldn't I? Every year is the year that I say, this year, I'm going to play some golf. Every year. And then I play once, maybe. I don't even know if I played once. And I played 6 holes, I think, in 2020. But you know who's going to be playing a lot more golf?
Frank
Beckman. Absolutely right. We'll talk about that in a moment. But we've got some news and business to take care of here at 5:57 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by Michelin Endurance Silicone Wiper Blades. Weather can be unpredictable. Be prepared with windshield wipers that can handle anything. Michelin Endurance XT Silicone Wiper Blades are real-world proven for extreme weather performance, lasting 2 times longer. Michelin Endurance XT Silicone Wiper Blades, only available at Walmart.
Let's check it. Our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Shaky start this Thursday morning. We're starting with a closure and an accident. Let's start along 8 Mile westbound between John R. and Woodward. That's where that closure is. That collision is near the railroad overpass. So avoid that area. Once again, 8 Mile westbound between John R. and Woodward. Then looking at an accident blocking both shoulders along 75 southbound at 12 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Gordon Chevrolet sign and drive leases starting under $200 on select vehicles. 0% up to 84 months plus bonus cash. 3 payments up to $1,000 waived on select vehicles. Ford Road just west of Merriman in Garden City, GordonChevrolet.com. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. Pretty nice day out yesterday. Today we get more of the same, partly cloudy skies, some peaks of sunshine in there, a high of 42 tonight. Cloudy, rain showers after midnight, your low 36 for Friday. Some periods of rain and snow, but temps hitting 39. Cloudy, 35 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 2 minutes.
Great walking day yesterday, guys.
Was it? Did you walk?
Yeah, it was beautiful out.
I thought about it. Then I thought again.
Yes, I think about walking every day.
I know.
I think
It's a beautiful day for a walk.
Right.
Not good for a nap either.
Well, I mean, we have had, I know it hasn't been warm, but we have had pretty decent winter weather so far.
Very decent.
We could be.
Oh, yeah. Don't jinx it.
Snow and
Yeah, it could be really, really bad.
cold.
Don't jinx it.
I know. Saying
Don't
that jinxes it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we'll have 6 feet of snow this weekend. Although we are supposed to have some snow. Not going to be like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I thought pretty much when they hired Ken Jennings to be a consultant on Jeopardy before Alex died, that they were grooming him to be the next host. Did anyone else think that?
I did.
I did.
I think we talked about it a little bit.
Dana didn't, though. Dana doesn't agree with us.
Dana, you never thought he was being groomed? No?
Never. No.
He's filled in for a week. He's finishing up this week.
How has it been? How has he been?
It's fine. It's fine. They may think, because generally the suits, don't know. Just like they didn't know what to do when Paul Harvey died. This list goes on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
So they may just think he's not special enough or whatever. But like I say, they don't know. But here's what they're doing. They're putting in a bunch of people, and the first female to ever grace the lectern as host, filling in as guest host in the days ahead, is Katie Couric.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they feel they need firepower, big names, firepower. Same thing they did with Paul Harvey and ruined the Paul Harvey News and Comment show. And then the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, which he's a very likable guy. And he said that Alex was his hero. And then Bill Whitaker and Mayim Bialik. But here's a key. And don't think I'm not watching you at all times. There's a reason we put you up in the corner next to me, so we can keep an eye on you. Because guess who's filling in for 2 weeks to give those other hosts a chance to get ready? What? They've been watching Jeopardy all their lives, which is why they want to guest host it. But the executive producer is going to host it for 2 weeks in a row.
What?
The executive producer. I saw him when he was talking about Alex, and I thought, this Mike Richards guy, I think he has a little bit of an interest. And here's just one possibility. Although Katie Couric has the more star power and all that stuff, but he'll do it for a week, and then he'll do it for the second week, and then all the people around him, who by the way work for him and other, Mike, you're really good at this. I think you're part of the family. You've been here for 15 minutes, probably, because he hasn't been producing since the beginning. He's too young. You want to host the show. That's a possibility.
How old is he, Paul?
Don't know. I've seen him. I don't know. 40s. I don't. I can't say. I didn't pay that much attention to him when he was, he was being interviewed talking about Alex and stuff at the time of his death. And yeah, I don't know. Just see.
Mike Richards he is young.
Mike
Right.
Richards. Mike Richards, executive producer. How old?
I cannot tell. I'm looking.
Well, you're just looking at the picture the same way.
I'm looking at his bio. Well, he's been involved in a lot of game shows. Interesting.
Did I ever tell you when Mr. Goodson, I'm sure it was Mr. Well, I can't be sure of anything, but many years ago, Mr. Goodson or Mr. Todman, Todman used to produce a lot of game shows before Merv Griffin owns them all. In death, he's making more money than most of us could dream of in a full lifetime. But I got a call from Mr. Goodson or Mr. Todman to talk about a game show, about me hosting a game show. And like the idiot that I am, repeatedly, I thought, I don't know. Like, being a game show host isn't exactly what I had in mind, what the trajectory was. Of course, what I had in mind was one day hosting the Tonight Show, but I didn't do a thing to make that happen. He's 45 years old, Kim tells us. Mike Richards, Michael G. Richards, born in 1975.
But you're right. He hasn't been with that show for a long time. He's only been with that show since last year.
Yeah, and he's put himself already in to host it. Fascinating.
It's interesting. Yeah, you would be a good game show host.
Well, it turns out I probably would be, and as it turns out, it's
very good.
To be a much better job than it was 40 years ago or 45 years ago. Whenever it was, this guy called me and said, we've heard a lot about you. Would you be interested in hosting a game show? It's never been a thought for me. I never thought about it, frankly. I'm sure he was looking for a much more enthusiastic answer. Yes. I get up every morning saying, I'd like to say, good evening, welcome into Tiddlywink.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is the 14th day of this troubling year. 2021 is here, as we know, and I think, Marie, you sent me a thing. It is very much like Groundhog's Day at this point. Here we go again. 2021 is turning out to be a specialized 2020. It's a 2020 with its own problems. But be that as it may, there are 351 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And we've got the team here. Of course, Marie Osborne just finished the news for us, and we do appreciate that. We have Dana Clark with traffic, weather, and whatever else we're talking about and doing. Same as Marie, she joins in with whatever we're talking about. Brian Morton pressing all the right buttons, hidden behind the black box. If you watch here on WJR.com or our Facebook page, because we come to you the first 45 minutes of the show online, on camera, as well as on the air, as we have been for nearly 100 years as a radio station at 760 on the AM dial. Kim is helping out, as she always does, and she's the unpaid employee here. And, of course, the highly paid executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Well, good morning, Deb. Happy Friday Eve. Happy
Friday Eve to you. So nothing really going on, as I mentioned earlier. And we got this, and we got a former governor being dragged back into the Flint thing. The millions of dollars that have been spent on, Todd Flood's law firm, had racked up $8 million in bills that had to be paid. And then the attorney general decided she didn't like him and fired him. So that's $8 million that many years ago that went down the drain. God knows how much more money has gone through that in the efforts to help the people Flint. That's a good point. Kim said, when I hold up the headlines, I should tell the people just listening on the radio. So, impeached twice. Donald J. Trump called a clear and present danger as the only U.S. president impeached for a second time. And the Detroit News is impeached again. So that's what I was showing. And I forgot. Show and tell doesn't always work on the radio when you can't see. Meanwhile, we talked about Mr. Beckman playing a lot more golf. One of the things he has said is that he will play golf every day for the rest of his life. Now, that's frank. I don't know if he really will do that or not. Why not?
Knowing Frank, he might, Paul.
He very well may do that because he loves the game so much. But it was announced. If you missed it, I don't think you did. But if you missed it, Frank Beckman has announced his retirement after 48 years on WJR. I'm not sure you can count on one finger another radio station that has one of its hosts retiring after being at that same station for 48 years. But this one, WJR, has been graced with Mr. Beckman in news, then in sports, and now with his own The Frank Beckman Show, which will continue to be on the air through the 26th of March. March 26th will be Frank's last day. So be sure to be tuned in. You can call in and give him your best regards. And he certainly has earned, after a very long and fruitful career, an opportunity to, in fact, go play golf every day for the rest of his life. That's what he would like to do. And that's what he said he'd like to do. And Ann's right. Knowing Frank, he'll really do this. So we wish him well. Meanwhile, what else is going on? Anything on anyone else's mind that they've thought about? Couldn't wait to tell us about?
Well, the other big story this morning is the governor's press conference yesterday. She indicates that restaurants may be able to reopen February 1st. Gyms opening now. You can go to a group class for gyms. So that's kind of an interesting story, too.
We're talking to somebody from the Restaurant Association, and I thought they were mad.
Justin Winslow, yes. I think they would like to be open
right now. They thought that she was going to announce they were open yesterday at the press conference. That's interesting.
Well, I think they thought that she was going to announce that they would reopen sooner than the 1st of February. Mm-hmm. They would like to be open yesterday.
Here's what Justin Winslow says, and he'll be here at 6:48. The governor's continuation of this pause without a plan, now expanding to 75 days, is without parallel in the nation in terms of the unwillingness or inability to provide leadership to a decimated industry and its workforce. Yeah, I'd say he's angry. Yeah. And you can't blame people who have watched their friends and themselves go out of business. And in family businesses that have taken generations to build, some of them are gone forever. They're not coming back. It's been a very tough situation. So some good news about a couple of good kids. We ought to get them on, Ann. Dr. Stephen Kalkanis of Henry Ford Health System, great guy. He's like the head of neurological and spine surgery.
And
you remember Dr. Kalkanis.
He's the CEO there, Paul.
What's that?
He's also the CEO now of that.
He's now the CEO. And I should add that to my phone that I have with his information on it. But his two sons, Nick and Connor Kalkanis, both attend Detroit Country Day. And they took their life savings and turned it into a community fund that is easing the burden of food security on residents.
Wow.
They are making face masks for people that should be worn. And for every mask they now sell, the proceeds go to helping underprivileged students and seniors in the community.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great story.
You hear about stories like that from great schools like Detroit Country Day or Catholic Central, and I shouldn't have started listing names because there are so many of them. But you especially hear great stories. And so I salute Nick and Connor Kalkanis. We'll get them on and we'll talk to them. And you can learn more at masksformeals.net. meals.net. And I saw that from Fox 2 Detroit. So I thought, well, these are good kids. It just so happens that we know his dad and have him on, Dr. Stephen Kalkanis over there at the Henry Ford Health System. Wait, time marches on, doesn't it? Is it 9 o'clock?
Not quite.
No, it's 6:13 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by Michelin Endurance Silicone Wiper Blades. Upgrade to the wiper blades trusted by Rainer Zietlow to break world records. Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades are real-world proven for extreme weather performance that lasts 2 times longer than any other blade. The new Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades, only available at Walmart.
Well, Paul is telling us, Paul Gray, we're on lockdown in Ontario. Stay-at-home order issued. Totally ridiculous, according to Paul there in Ontario. How about that? Let's take care of a little business here. Let's check our WJR traffic and weather first. Miss Dana Clark.
Earlier accident, Paul, W75 southbound at 12 Mile is clear. We still have a closure along 8 Mile westbound between John R. and Woodward. That accident is near the railroad overpass. You can take northbound John R. back to westbound 9 Mile to get back to 8 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Could be a few breaks in the overcast early, and we do have some snow showers on the way. Probably start as a little rain tonight. Clouds will go on the increase today. Still fairly mild, 41. Tonight, some rain and snow showers over to all snow showers late, 34. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers upper 30s. Dry, chilly weekend, highs mid to upper 30s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicount, News Talk 760 WJR.
Hey, Michigan, I've been waiting a long time